Kevin here, Tabletop Upgrades, another lean update, and in this one I'm just reflecting on the things I've learned from getting through The Gold by Goldratt and the theory of constraints. So about 2-3 weeks ago I had a massive order of war dials for a distributor, and I had to produce 50 in a week, and the best I'd ever done was 20 in a week, and I ended up producing 40 in a day. And the biggest improvement came from the magnetising. That was previously the bottleneck of the system. So the laser cutter would finish and I'd still be magnetising, and I'd be worrying about getting the laser cutter going again. Now I've made all kinds of improvements to that, and I'm now magnetising quicker than ever, and I actually have it magnetised, packing slips and packing prepared by the time the laser cutter is finished. So now I've known, basically through the improvements, the lean improvements that I've made, the bottleneck has shifted. And if you look here, I'm merrily recording this video and the laser cutter is still cutting, and that's basically due to lots of small improvements. So the bottleneck has shifted and I'm here waiting. And what I've learned from the theory of constraints is that a second loss at a bottleneck is a second loss for the whole system. So what my challenge now is to speed this laser cutter up. So I'm going to have a look at the toolpath and see if we can optimise it further. So I'm not balancing the system as such, but I'm improving the throughput through the system, so I'm able to ship more products in less time, which is going to give me more opportunity to create sales, because as soon as the internal constraints are removed and I have more time than I have orders, the bottleneck therefore is the market. So these are all the things I've learned. It's been really, really interesting, informative, and I think it will really change the way that I've done. So big thanks to Andrew and Phil, and I'll make these changes now and see if we can improve. So hopefully you'll be able to see this. 6 minutes 32 seconds is the time to cut all the dials. So any time saved here is a time for the whole system, which frees me up to do various parallel processing tasks that I do on other jobs. So it's actually a huge amount of time that this is freeing up if I can just reduce this 6 minutes 32 down. Bearing in mind I'm doing 30 to 50 depending on the week of these dials. So big changes here, big changes to the system. So here we go. I've done some work on the toolpaths, cutting the inner shapes first at a given speed that I know gives me the magnetising fit that I need, and then basically I'm hitting all the outside shapes which are less critical at the highest sort of theoretical speed than the material, and that reckons it gives me a 1 minute 2 second saving. So we'll see if that is actually a reality and whether my bottleneck then shifts back to the magnetising and packing, but that's going to be a massive saving if that's true. So just finished and packed that other order, and if you look in here, I'll flip it around, we are literally just cutting the last dial, and that's coming in at 4 minutes and 30 seconds, so 2 minutes 2 seconds saved. So on a 50 in a week, we're on over 100 minutes, an hour and a half that can be redeployed for the rest of the week. Now another challenge, I'm wasting time here. Now I've come to realise that this is now the bottleneck. Any time this is not cutting is lost time for the system. So I need to make sure that the changeover time for the next sheet is reduced to the best possible, because I don't think I'm going to be able to speed up the toolpath much more without investing in a more powerful tube, which is about 1,500 quid, which I think there's a lot of other improvements that can be done before I reach that stage. And weeks ago I was thinking that was a no-brainer, but actually there's a lot more that can be done before I spend money on the equipment. So I think this can be tuned. I can knock a few more seconds out of this toolpath time, but it's the changeover now that really matters. Even little things like having the sheet stacked up there so I don't have to move as far, but I think there's some also hotkey work that can be done to improve registration time as well. So theory of constraints turns out to be really, really insightful. It's going to make a massive difference to my business. So thanks to everyone who suggested that. I'm sure my understanding is still pretty incomplete of it, but I'm excited to learn more and apply it to more areas. So see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.